are we?
Well.
Yeah, I got shit on. I get a new shirt. Hold on, I'm going to Italian phrase. It kind of tells the story. Un uccello haracato addosso a Richard. Cacato, sorry. Un uccello cacato addosso a Richard. Cacato. Cacato. It's funny when you don't speak a language and somebody says it, you feel like you're saying it back exactly the same way because you don't really hear the language at all in your head. But say it again. Cacato. I know. Hold on. One person say it. Say it. Cagato. Un uccello ha cagato addosso a Richard. I'm learning so much. I can say, tu rompi il cazzo. I can say that now. And I might need to. I don't know. But the guys in the green room, I just made a backwards video I'm very proud of. If you follow
Is it a bird shitting itself?
me on Instagram, when I'm bored in the green room, we've started doing these little movies that are backwards. You know, they run in reverse. We just made one with Matt and Adam and Alcal. Very fun. So how are you guys doing? This is it? This is day 3? Or day 5, depending on... How many of you have been here all 5 days? Most of you. Wow, that's awesome. How many of you have been here just the 3 days? And how many of you were here the first 2 days and then went home? That's awesome. I like the fact there's so many people who are staying for the whole thing. That's cool. That kind of makes it one giant convention in a way, and with rotating guests. That's cool. This is such a fun convention. It's such an awesome city to be able to visit. I continue to think that getting to do these European cons, especially Rome, which is the high water mark, the mothership, if you will, of anything we do outside of the U.S. is just such an awesome experience. Are you guys going to do anything in Rome? See, that's bad planning, I'm going to say. I got over the plane, I went to 40 feet to the Hilton, and then I went home. What did you see in Rome? There's a statue of Da Vinci on the way to... So Dad, did you get a picture? No. But I got the Jared. He's like a statue. He's very tall and hardened like a stone. Except for his very fluffy beard. His beard is so soft. Like a kitten duct taped to his face. Only the kitten is dead because it does not fight back. I'm just telling you the truth of my trip. I don't know why you yell at me, Mama. It wasn't a real cat. I'm just using an analogy. How many of you... By the way, I just feel, I'll tell you something. I rarely do conventions wearing other people's clothes. This is a first. It's very strange. I'm wearing another man's shirt, and I kind of feel like he should be, like I woke up and just threw on a shirt, like, oh, sorry. Oops. I don't know, and that's also disturbing. If I told you once, I told you 100 times, never take a shirt from strangers. You don't know where it's been. My mom always talks in a bad Italian accent when she gives me advice. Oh, Richard, you never listen to me. Don't take a shirt from strangers. What if he's been soaked into the drugs? And the drugs are under your skin. And now you're going to do something drug-related because you got the druggy shirt. And when the police pull you over and say, excuse me, is that your druggy shirt? And you say, no, it's not about druggy shirt. I borrowed it from a man I cannot name and cannot point out because I don't know who he is. The police are not going to believe you. You're going to get yourself in a real pickle because you're being irresponsible from a shirt perspective. You're good everywhere else, but this shirt thing has got to stop. Are you just getting air, or do we have? If you have questions, I don't want to turn to you if you don't have a thing. But...
I have a thing.
Hell.
You were in the middle of something, and I thought I'd go with it.
Sage advice from my Italian mother. Okay, go ahead.
I was just wondering, what makes you fall in love with a movie? And are there any movies you've seen in the last year where you were like, this is just spectacular?
Gosh, I like all kinds of movies. It's always one of those weird things where people say, what's your favorite film? And I don't know if I have a favorite film because I love films. You know? I enjoy so many movies. I used to see a lot more than I do now, but I'm trying to think of what I've seen recently. What makes me fall in love with a movie? I'm a sucker for the whole thing. Somebody also asked me recently if acting and or directing make it difficult to enjoy movies or TV, and it does not. It doesn't matter that I'm involved in the industry. I lose myself like you lose yourself in the journey of the storytelling, in the imagery, and all that stuff. I think it's phenomenal escapism watching movies. I'm trying to think of what I've seen recently that I was moved by. I've been watching a lot of TV, to be honest with you. Trying to, in the pursuit of directing, I watch a lot more TV to get used to other shows. Seen some cool TV. But the interesting thing about TV is so much better now than it was 10 years ago. It's just, there's too much of it. I can't keep track of what's where, but there's so much good TV. Killing Eve is a show I just watched. That was phenomenal. Holy cow. I had somebody I met with say, Richard, you need to watch the show Sex Education. She did not add the caveat, just don't do it on a plane. Which I found out the hard way. Opening scene of that show, two people doing grown-up things, and right at the time the lady's like, more water? I'm like, because they don't, the thing is like, they can't hear it. They don't hear the sound of what you're watching. So I'm just an old guy watching people screw on an airplane. Yeah, I'll take some wine. Look at these people fucking. I mean, they don't understand that it's savvy British humor that I'm watching, and it's witty, and no, I just look like a perv. So embarrassing. And I told her, I said, hey, listen, thanks for the recommendation. Quick heads up, next time, maybe give me the caveat to not watch it around children. I mean, that would be a... She's like, oh, did I forget to tell you the plane bit? Yeah, you forgot to tell me the plane bit. But I'm trying to think, like, what movie have I seen? Okay, you know what movie I really enjoyed? That was not a theater movie, but a Netflix movie? I really enjoyed Bird Box. I thought that was really good. I made the mistake of letting my children talk me into letting them watch that. It won't scare me, Dad. Okay, watch it. No, scare Dad. Yeah, I know. Oops, my bad. I'm trying to think of what else I've seen. I did not see some of the movies that ended up winning Oscars. I didn't see Roma, and I didn't see Green Book, which is I'm not proud of. I just haven't gotten to see those movies. I know it's sort of a controversial film. I enjoyed the Brad Cooper one, the Star is Born. Did you guys like that? Yeah. I know some people were like, nah. You know what's interesting about that? This is from a filmmaking perspective. A friend of mine directed a movie with Willie Nelson in it. It was a small, like a direct-to-Netflix film. But he got to know Willie well, and Willie invited him to a birthday party concert, and so he was on Willie's bus, smoking weed, because that's what you do if you get on Willie's bus, and he said that at one point, this man walked in, and he said, hey Willie, that thing we were gonna do, we need to do it now. He's like, now? He's like, yeah, we gotta do it real quick right now. He's like, okay. And my friend had no idea what was going on, but he looked out the window and he saw Brad Cooper and Lady Gaga walk by. And he's like, why are Brad Cooper and Lady, and he didn't even necessarily recognize Lady Gaga because she wasn't dressed up as Gaga. But he knew Brad Cooper, and he's like, what's going on? And Willie's like, oh, my son's helping produce a movie because Willie Nelson's son wrote the music for that film. I was involved in it. And he said, and they want to do a little concert footage here in front of my show because they couldn't afford to rent an auditorium and a crowd, so they're going to borrow mine. So my friend went out and watched, and they shot that opening sequence. That's so cool. They shot that right in front, right before Willie Nelson took the stage to play a concert. So it's Willie Nelson's audience, and he said it was so funny. He's like, you walk out there, and Brad's doing all this stuff, and he's like, if you watch that movie, I have not gone back to proof this out for myself since he told me this. But he said, watch, the audience isn't really reacting because nobody knew what was going on, and there was no music playing. Cooper had the headphones on because they didn't want the music to leak out. You play it out loud, somebody's going to record on their phone, and then there goes your soundtrack. So he was miming to music that was playing in his ears while the crowd just kind of stood there and talked and thought, hey, there's some idiot pretending to play guitar on stage. So my friend got in the audience, he goes, I tried to get people to get excited. I was like, hey, look, it's Brad Cooper. So he was like, so about 9 people around me were like, that's cool. But he said nobody else seemed to give a shit. But all that stuff with Brad drinking and taking pills and shoot behind him, they shot it so creatively that you would never, so well done, that opening sequence, that you would never know that there wasn't a full crowd of people going crazy for that concert. But it was Willie Nelson fans waiting for that jerk to get off the stage so Willie could start. I thought that was kind of a cool story. I thought the movie was really well done. I didn't think it was perfect, but I thought it was really fun. And I thought it was really well done. And there were things in that I thought were very interesting. So I enjoyed that one this season. I'm trying to think, what else came out this year that was... What other movies came out this year? What else was a big deal? Oh, this is Jason. Jason Mann's coming up to stage. Hey, Jason. How you doing?
Well, hello there, sir.
Hey, have you seen any movies this year that you were inspired by?
Still on with the clapping.
On
You clap for him, you clap for Billy.
Oh. Jason Mann's, everybody.
Hey guys, I was coming out, I had an announcement. So please pardon the interruption. Una cello a cagato addosso a Richard.
I already made that announcement.
Why'd you text it to me to say if you were going to say it?
I didn't know. I just wanted to be able to look at it and say it, and be able to refer to it all day. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
Hey, it's all right. Set me up.
But it's true. Any movies you see this year that you like, that moved you, that you loved?
Endgame!
And God, took the word right out of my mouth.
Endgame?
Yeah.
Which
Loved
Endgame?
it. Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I haven't seen those movies yet.
Yeah.
Good. That's cool.
About it.
Well, that was a long answer to a question, but I can just, you know me, I can kill time. You.
Was that whole? Because I was back there waiting, I didn't hear the question.
I got one question so far. That's
we
it.
were waiting. Was that the question?
That was it, man. I mean,
What movies did you like?
No, just movies. We were talking about TV and movies. And actually, when I say we, I mean I was blabbering on about TV and movies. There's no dialogue here. It's just me and a microphone killing time.
Hi guys, you have
But I'm not really killing time.
A good question.
This is the problem. Is I'm loquacious. So I start talking and there I go.
Actually, although I do love the MCU, I saw a movie called Last Breath.
Oh, you told me to go watch that.
Oh my gosh! If you guys haven't seen it, go see it.
Say nothing about it.
I don't want to tell you a word about it. I'll tell you this many words about it. It's about deep sea divers off the coast of Scotland. Things go awry, and it's a documentary.
All right, Last Breath. You heard it here. All right, you right there. Hey, it's Jared, everybody.
Is he bowing?
Are we doing a bit here? Is there a thing happening?
Yeah. Bow on his way back.
You know what that means? Okay. I've never done acid, but I feel like existence, whatever it would be like. There'd be smoke, there'd be lights, there'd be a crowd, there'd be a unicorn, there'd be music that makes no fucking sense. I'd be wearing somebody else's clothes, I would have been shit on. I feel like I'm doing acid, I really do. People would talk to me in a language I didn't understand. You know what I mean? That thing would be there. Please save us, that's right.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know if you've been asked this before, and if you have, I'm sorry. So when Gabriel died again last season, there was this weird shot of his eyes or something, like they were different or something. So many people don't believe that, because of that, don't believe that he's actually dead. Maybe it was another copy of him. So what do you actually believe that he's actually dead?
I always take the story at face value and then until another script comes out to prove that I'm wrong. So I think he's dead because that's how it was written and that's how it was set up. There's nothing in the script that says he's not dead.
It was also written like that in season 5, and then yeah.
And I thought he was dead then too. So I mean, and he was until season 13. So you know, I kind of had the show stopped at season 12. He would have been a character who died in season 5.
Weird shot of his eyes for some reason. They were different for some reason. No one can.
Yeah, I don't know. That was never. I mean, that was something the director did by his own choice, and I don't know what the significance of that is, other than to show me dead.
Which director was it?
Tom Wright. So it's a cool shot. It's a cool shot, but.
And he's a good director, so that's why I'm wondering why.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was just a creative choice. I don't think that was foreshadowing or meaningful in any way beyond the fact that it, was a cool bit for the character. But I hope I'm wrong. Nothing would please me more than to come back in the final season, but but I just don't know.
I, for one, would be shocked if you did not.
Character-wise?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would be.
Nah, he'll be back.
Well, you were first. The Jason Mann's prediction.
The opposite of the supernatural authority. However, I would be shocked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Hi. Since you directed on Lucifer, I don't know if you noticed that this year there was a weird JIB10 Boys reunion on Lucifer.
A weird JIB10 what?
JIB10 Boys reunion. It was Sasha went last year's. There was Graham. There were you and Tom, all JIB10 Boys.
Oh, in the show, or involved in the show.
Was it by chance or?
I think it's by chance. Yeah. I don't know who Sasha is, so I don't know about that. But Graham and Tom are already on Lucifer. And the conversation about me directing Lucifer had kind of started before I met Tom here. But yeah, I think it's honestly just coincidence. But it's a cool coincidence. It's awesome.
Very cool for us.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome for me too. Thank you so much. You, young lady.
Hi.
Hi.
My question was for Richard, but you can also answer, Jason. Is there any music instrument you always wanted to try or learn to play but never got a chance or time to do so?
Banjo. I own 2 banjos and I do not know how to play them.
That would just fit well.
Dude, I love the band. I'm a big fan of bluegrass music. Love it. Grew up listening to it. Love it. And my father had a banjo sitting around my entire life. My father doesn't play music, but early on in his law career, he did some free work for a music store, and they, in exchange, gave him 2 instruments, a guitar and a banjo. The guitar, I learned to play. That's how I started on that guitar, learning how to play it. We had it around the house, so that's how I picked up the instrument.
Same.
The banjo, for whatever reason, I never started it. At 21, I'm like, I'm moving this out of the house, Dad. It's in the garage. I'm taking it out. Turns out it's a 1969 Fender banjo, the last year Fender made banjos. So it's actually a cool instrument as well. It's not, I don't think Fender made great banjos, so it's not like it has a huge value, but it's just kind of a cool piece of Americana. And so I bought that. Here's the thing about learning the banjo. Everyone knows that you're learning the banjo because learning the banjo is a loud event. You can't, I'm just gonna quietly sneak over there and work on my banjo is not a statement you hear because it's self-amplified and there's no way you can put shirts in it, you can try to muffle it somehow. It ain't happening. So there's a certain point where it became banjo, wife. Banjo, future with my family. So I had to put the banjo.
I take it by the fact that you have 3 boys. You don't play the banjo.
The banjo's very dusty. No, I made the right choice, if you will. But that's why I didn't ever master banjo. But I still have it. And then I bought a second one to take up to my in-laws' place in Oregon. So I have 2 unused banjos waiting for me to learn.
I like it.
Yeah. Anything for you?
Honestly, every single instrument. I feel like I want to learn everything, and I can find a reason to have it and learn a little bit of something on it, so I can play a little bit of a million instruments. And I just wish I had the time to like sit down and play. You know.
I feel the same way about languages. Truly, no joke. One of my great regrets is that I don't know more than my own mother language. I don't know. And look, anybody who's come up to me at an autograph table and had me speak a foreign language knows that I only speak English because my foreign language is pretty weak. But I wish I were fluent in Italian. I wish I were fluent in French. You know, I wish I had those. So I know that's not your question, but like there's just things in life that get lost in the shuffle that you want to do and that you focus on. So
and things that take so much time if you don't start them when you have time.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, you think you're busy when you're young, and then you get older and realize I wasn't busy. Why didn't I do it then?
Right, exactly.
This is flashing.
You got a thing.
All right, so
like
it says JIB10 contest winners announcement. Okay. I stand ready.
The winner is.
Is that a winner?
That's pretty cool.
Hard hair. That's nice. That's cute. All right.
Mary Fasley.
Mary Fasley. Congratulations, Mary Fasley.
And Katie Beering.
Katie Beering. Well done.
Congrats.
Outstanding. Yeah, well done. I don't know what you win, but enjoy your prize. Whatever it is. All right, you.
Hi.
Hi.
So in changing channels, you put Sam and Dean through different genre of TV shows.
Yes.
There was one genre I was actually very interested in what would happen, which is a costume drama. What kind of situation would you think, also from a director's point of view, would be fun to shoot Sam and Dean in a costume drama?
I would like to put them in some sort of like a Gone with the Wind type scenario where they are both women and have to wear the hoop skirts and the girdle and the shoe. It's very uncomfortable, you know.
But very pretty.
But very pretty.
Yeah.
And they'd look great. And I'd like to see them have to drift down the staircase. What are we doing? Descending the stairs in this? Oh, Christ. All right. Welcome to my debutante. I think that would be fun. You have a thought?
Would beard or no beard?
I'd keep the beard. I mean, I'm not gonna go nuts. You know what I mean? Keep the dead cat taped to his face. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You have a costume drama you'd like to throw the boys in there?
Me?
Yeah. No, the other dude on stage. What about a guitar?
I was already. You answered it so well. It was done. So I was waiting for the ever so nice.
You. All right. I'll let you take it. Deliver.
Do you have a question?
Oh man.
No? Okay.
Okay, so
Oh no, he gave up. Sorry.
sorry. So it has been at least 2 or 3 years since I've last heard the train story, and I know at least 2 persons here who haven't heard that yet.
It may not happen. It takes too much time and it eats up too much time for other people who might have things to do. So we'll see at the end if there's time. Maybe I'll do the train story. But it's one that I like to have live in infamy on the web because it's been repeated so many times.
Okay, then I have another question.
Please do.
So you're both into music, and I wanted to ask how you first started and what your first instrument was.
Mr. Rance?
Similar to you, I found a guitar in my attic when I was in high school, and took the guitar to my dad, and I was like, why do we have a guitar? And he was like, I play guitar. I was like, no, you don't. And so I taught myself how to play it and kind of, you know, strummed around on it for a little bit. And then in college, I really started singing a lot more and writing some stuff. And yeah, and then when I moved out to LA, I continued doing it. I'm more shocked than anybody. I'm still doing it this many years later, but happy to be here.
You had an interesting story that you told me one time about how you ended up being a part of the a cappella group or something.
Yeah, well, growing up, nobody in my family is really musical, which is why I was shocked when my dad said that he played guitar. And so I just played sports growing up all the time. And then when I went to college, I tried to walk onto the basketball team. And shockingly, they said, nah, we're good. And so I was walking back to my dorm room, and I was just like, I don't know what you do with your day if you don't have practice and study hall, and you know, if your day's not like planned out for you, you have to plan around practice and stuff. And as I was having that thought, I saw a sign that said like, hey, if you like to travel and you like to sing, join this singing group. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I can sing. So I went and auditioned for this a cappella group at the college I was going to, and was one of like 2 people that got in out of 100 and some people that tried out. And then that's really where I learned everything that I know about singing, which is also why I love the camaraderie of harmonies and more people on stage and stuff, because that was the environment that I learned music in. So the more the merrier as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, for me it was, my best friend started playing guitar. I am also not from a musical family. I always loved music, listened to music obsessively, and my best friend started playing guitar. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. And he was seemingly getting good quick, at least to me. So I thought, well, and this has been my best friend. We met when we were 6 years old. He was in my wedding. He was my best friend my whole life. And so we'd known each other a long time. So when Ben started playing guitar, I'm like, well, obviously we're going to start a band, so I better learn bass. So I learned guitar, like the chords and that kind of thing early on, but then I almost immediately switched to being a bass player, and I didn't own an acoustic guitar until I was 30. I mean, because I was always playing bass. That was the instrument I played. So that's why I picked it up, and then I sort of knew the foundation of guitar, but I play more guitar now. Obviously, I mean, I play bass on stage with these guys, but if I'm hanging around the house, I'll play guitar more. But that's why, because I knew I was going to start a band, which we did. We started a band, and I knew I was never going to beat him on guitar, so I made the right choice and strategically got myself a job in the band by learning bass.
Was the song that we're doing from that band?
No, it's not. But the arrangement, if anybody heard us do, it's when we did in last city we did in the States, we did a full band version of Mrs. Robinson, kind of a rock version of that. That's the arrangement for my high school band when I was 15. That was the only difference was I was playing bass versus Bora, but that's how we played it. And we released a demo tape somewhere online, floating around. You can find my high school band because I sent it to somebody that said, hey, put this out, whatever. And it's called the Distortion Hogs. Was the name of the band. H-A-W-G-S. Spelled the Southern way. H-A-W-G-S. Distortion Hogs, and there's like 4 cover tunes on there, but that's a 16-year-old Rich Spate on bass and lead singer with my buddy Ben on guitar. There we go. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Hello. So Jason, since you are an Algid fanboy, how was it to meet Sebastian Stan and Richard? Did Jason play it cool?
I'm sorry, I missed all of that.
She said, since everyone knows now that I'm a fanboy, how was it meeting Sebastian Stan?
Oh, how was it?
It was cool. I was saying it was the first time that it was the first time my friends hadn't made me a fan of the thing that we were talking about. And the first time that I was a fan of the thing and then doing a thing on stage with the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. Did you get nervous?
I don't get a little bit. A little bit nervous. No, I mean, it was one of those things where I would have loved to have a chat about it, but you don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? You want to play it cool and be like, Yeah, man, that was cool. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, whatever.
Well, it's also, think about him, like, he's in a meet and greet where people are like, Sebastian, what was it like to work on your movie? He's like, it tells a story, and he's like, quick break time.
Sebastian, what was it like to work on your movie?
Oh, Christ. So, yeah, I get why you wouldn't want to ask him during his green room time.
Exactly.
The very question he's just been asked.
Exactly.
Did you meet him?
Yes.
How did you handle it? Were you all right?
I was. I met him at the cocktail party. No, at the welcome party, and I was nervous before, but as he came into the room, I was calm somehow.
Good.
Well done. It's also really funny to see, because the supernatural thing has been so seemingly organic, and we are where we are now after 15 yees of somewhat of a slow increase.
Right.
So it wasn't like all of a sudden, boom, there's this thing. Like it kind of seemed normal in like a weird way. But it was really interesting to be on stage with someone from another fandom and then see the reaction of those fans online being peripheral to that fandom. You know what I mean? It was like a weird, it was the same excitement and the same support and the same feeling and the same, you know, fun, but just all different people.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I know. It was strange. It's also, I was the first time when Ricky was here, you know, this last year, I had seen all of season 1 of American Gods, so I knew his work from that, which was cool to already know who these dudes are. A lot of times I don't know who the people are, you know what I mean? So last year at JIB10, I hadn't seen any of those dudes do anything. They were all very nice. But this year it was nice that a couple people knew Sebastian, I knew Ricky's work. It was nice to kind of go, oh, I know what you do. It's fun to watch you do what you do. You do a good job, you know? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hi.
Hi. So the movie Us came out this year from Jordan Peele. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was as good as Get Out.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But my question is, we were lucky enough that Matt showed us Mama Bear yesterday, and you were both in it. So do you have any stories or anything you can share with us about that?
You have any fun stories from Mama Bear?
I mean, just that I trained for 6 months and hired a personal acting coach, and
It shows.
just,
You really.
yeah, I was totally method.
Yeah. You worked as an EMT for a period of time.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a brief shoot for both of us, I'm sure. I was there for, a couple hours, but I'll tell you my takeaway, and this is something that I say genuinely, not as some BS, we're on a panel, we're gonna say nice things about each other thing. I was very impressed by Matt and what he did. I know what it's like to direct your own movie, and not just TV where somebody else is paying for it, but I know what it's like to spend your own money on your own project and have your own passion and have it be your vision. I've done that before. I know the stress that comes with. I know the nervousness that comes with, and it was cool to see. Matt had been talking a lot about it, but talking a lot about it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna do a good job. And being enthusiastic doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna do a good job. I've worked on a lot of short films and feature films that are terrible, and the people were very excited and enthusiastic. So I knew I was in for a pleasant experience when I arrived there. He was incredibly organized, he was incredibly focused, while still being fun Matt, but it was all business. It was very clear what he wanted. He got to it. He explained himself well to his crew and to us. I never felt hung out to dry, and consequently, it was a great experience, and I was even more blown away when I saw the finished product. I think he did a great job. I think he was very efficient and very focused and had a really cool vision and executed it really, really well. So I think you'll be seeing the name directed by Matt Cohen on screens, TV and film in the coming years. I think he's got a real gift for it.
Agreed.
Thank you.
It was you. Oh wait.
Okay, you missed your shot. We're gonna go over here.
Hi.
Hi.
For Jason, last night was an amazing concert.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Jason's concert.
Last year you said that if we bought your CDs, we could maybe get them signed, and I wonder if that's still alright?
If the decision is left to me, the answer is yes.
Okay, so is the decision left to you?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I could come by and see if that's possible?
Yes.
Okay, that would be amazing.
I think so. I mean, that's kind of standard operating procedure for me. I'll sign whatever. If you buy a CD, I'll sign it. But I don't want to speak outside my wheelhouse here. I don't know that, we're in Rome.
Okay, that would be amazing since I bought 3. So.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's amazing. I'll sign them.
Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you.
Yep. Well,
Stubborn.
Let's do one last question real quickly. Hit us.
Hi, I was just gonna ask, do either of y'all have any like really super random hobbies that you like?
Super what now?
Random.
Super random hobbies.
Random hobbies.
You play banjo, right?
Oh, God, I really wish I played banjo.
I like to, it's not random, but I fish. I like to fish.
Yeah, I like fishing. I don't know if I have any random hobbies. I honestly feel like, and this, I don't mean to be a cop-out, but my hobby is doing what my kids want to do. Like, I got a bunch of kids, so there's not a lot of me time, which I'm fine with. I travel and I do these shows and I get to do this, and this is awesome, but then I'm back home and it's, either doing my job or doing my job. It's either family or work. I don't really have a...
Same. I have a list, I'd love to get into woodworking. Not even close to
it'd be great though, you working on that wood while I'm just behind it playing that banjo. Yeah. Talking to each other in Italian. That's right. Oh man, I have a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote for me. Thank you so much. It's been awesome.
Bye guys, thank y'all.
Let's do it.
Yeah.